Welcome back to the channel and welcome to the pig pen. So today I'm doing things a little differently. Obviously I'm not motovlogging. I'm back in the pig pen doing some talking head. I've mentioned before, not my favorite thing to do, but I want to do more of it because I want to get better at it. So here we go. So today I've got something to talk about. It's not really a product review, it's more of an opinion again, because I'm not a product reviewer. I just like to give my opinion on things. But before we get to that, let's take care of some admin. So the first thing I want to do is I want to thank you for stopping by and spending some time with me. I greatly appreciate it. While you're here, why don't you go ahead and hit that like button. That'll help me out considerably. Leave me in a comment. If you don't feel like typing words on my channel, we just leave emojis. Just leave me an emoji, let me know you were here. And after you take a look around, hit that subscribe button. I would greatly appreciate that as well. So the other bit of admin too is I got some mail, and I mentioned it on Instagram. And I think I mentioned it in my last video before last. I think I won an award from the Blue Bike and Doyle, and he sent me a gift card to Zaxby's for some chicken. I went and ate the chicken, so I can't show you the gift card, but he sent me this. And if you hadn't see that, that is a bag of poker chips. I mean, look at all those poker chips. He sent, I told you it had some rattle to it. I mean, my goodness, that's a handful of poker chips, and they're from all over the South. Florida, Bryson City. Some of these I have, Great Smoky Mountains. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through my stack of chips, because I think Doyle sent me a stack before. Here, check that out. That's a lot of poker chips. And then I'll put these in Newellahmay and maybe share them with other people, because I have some of these. So, you know, why not share the wealth here, people I run across. That's awesome. I don't know if he buys these or he re-gifts them, but either way, it's awesome. Thanks, Doyle. I appreciate it. I like poker chips, and I appreciate you sending them to me. But what I wanted to talk about today is a product that I've been using now for a couple years. I may have mentioned before, which I know I have mentioned, I bought Newellahmay, and I keep looking over here because Newellahmay is sitting right there. I bought Newellahmay back in the spring of 2018 before I went on my road trip out to Sturgis. Plug Sturgis, hashtag Sturgis, because it's Sturgis time, and I'm going to tag it in the video. Why not jump aboard the Sturgis train? But I did not have a mounting bracket for my phone, and I pretty much just put the phone in the lower compartment because I was wearing a half shell if I wore a helmet, so I didn't have any type of communication device, and I would just check my phone periodically. So when I got back, I started looking for a phone holder so I could use, you know, an app on my phone for navigation. And I got to looking around, and I picked up this device, and I wanted to share it with you guys because, like I said, I've had it for a couple years now, and there's bolts rolling around, and I've been using it for a while, so I feel like I can give a pretty good opinion of it. Now, there are several products out on the market, and after doing some brief research today, a lot of them are around the same price point, and it is a product by a company called TECHMOUNT, and here it is. Now, this one is a little beat up because, like I said, I've had it for several years. I've taken it off Newellahmay. It's actually really easy to install, and what got me thinking about this is I have a trip coming up actually a week from today, because today is going to be Thursday when I'm dropping the video, and I'm heading out to Tazewell, and I'll use my GPS to get out there and around while I'm out there, but I didn't like where I had it mounted. I've had it mounted on my right side where my throttle is for a little while. I really don't like it there, so today I'm going to move it over to my left. So like I said, it's a TECHMOUNT mount, and I'll show you how it goes on the bike here in a few minutes, but it's pretty simple. This one, there's several ways it could be mounted. You have the bar clamp that you can get with it, but I went with the Harley mount, which is this plate right here. You can see it, and it allows you to run bolts through it, and it goes right into, it replaces the two bolts. One just fell out. Replaces the two bolts that you use to hold your levers on. But on and off pretty easy. You just have to remove those two T27 Torques, very common on a Harley Davidson, and I'll show you a trick to those so everything doesn't go flying around crazy and you lose your position. So this mounts right up there, but pretty sturdy mount, pretty simple concept. It's on a ball joint, so you can rotate it around. I'll show you how that operates more when we get it back on the bike, but it pretty much just spreads apart and grabs your phone. So we'll pick the phone up here. I have it sitting right in front of me, and you just pretty much pop your phone in there like so. I can see myself on camera because I'm looking at myself on the camera, and it holds your phone in there pretty good. I've had zero problems with it. There are a couple products out there. I think it just messed with my camera. There we go. There's a couple products out there that are kind of similar to it, but this one works really well. Again, it's TECHMOUNT, and I'll tell you the main reason why I went with TECHMOUNT. First of all, it's pretty simple. It's no brainer. You squeeze it apart, you put your phone in there, and it squeezes your phone in place. It has some rubber pads on the inside here. These are starting to show a little wear and tear because of age, but it has not compromised the integrity of the grip. It's got a little rubber padding on the back. Not very shock absorbent, but I don't use my phone on my bars for recording. I did read some reviews saying that there wasn't enough shock absorbency for that, but I don't use it that way. So for my application, just for mounting my phone, it works well, and so I can see it for navigation, monitor incoming calls, things like that while I'm riding. But pretty simple concept here. Pretty easy to install was the first reason. The second reason was it was readily available. I picked this up at my local Cycle Gear. They had it in stock with the Harley mount. I didn't have to order anything. I didn't have to wait. I was able to pick it up there, bring it home, and mount it on the bike. And I think I paid right around 30 bucks for the whole shebang. I quickly looked online. They're running for about $45 depending on who you order it from. I think Cycle Gear carries it, J&P carries it, Revzilla carries it. I even saw it as cheap as like 20 something on Amazon. They do have a newer version that is also a charging one. So if you have a phone that is wireless charging capable, it as a wireless charging base, it looks pretty similar to this one's a little thicker, and it will charge your phone while it's on your bike, and you don't have to worry. But it's pretty simple. I mean, when I have it mounted there, I can run my Apple cable right to the bottom of my phone and into my dash USB and charge while I'm riding, no problems. This works great for my style of riding. I'm on a full dresser, bagger, whatever it is you want to call it. So my phone is behind the fairing. It's not getting direct wind. I typically stick to the road, to the blacktop. I'm not riding an adventure bike. I'm not going off-road. I'm not jarring things around. Even though I still have a stock suspension on my bike, it's a pretty smooth ride. I've never had a problem with my phone rattling out of these jaws. It stays in there just fine. If you were concerned about it, you could rotate it that way, and the phone is horizontal. But I've never had a problem with the phone sitting in there vertically. Again, my style of riding, I don't ride like a maniac. I stick to main roads. But if you don't do that, maybe you off-road a little bit, maybe you have an adventure bike, maybe you don't have a full fairing, this may not work. I can't give you advice on that. I can just tell you how it's been working for my application. And I've had this thing since about the, well, end of 2018, beginning of 2019, on Newellahmay, and put several thousand miles on it, and it's still holding strong. So we're going to swap this thing out. I've already taken it off. I'm going to put it on the other side. I'm going to show you real quick how easily it goes on. But I'm pretty pleased with this little product. So if you're thinking about a phone mount, maybe you're going to replace the one you have, maybe you just got a new bike, or this is your first bike and you're looking for a good product, take a look at this one. Not a bad little product. Like I said, pretty simple little ball joint back here on the back, allows you to pivot it around so you can position it, tighten it up there. Pretty solid little product, and like I said, less than 50 bucks and you got a nice phone mount. And the thing to me is the aesthetics of it, and I'll show you when we get on the bike. It gives it a clean look. It's not this big honking thing on my bike to hold my phone. So we'll switch over here to the bike. I'll show you guys how to put this on, and we'll wrap this up. Alright, so we're looking at the left grip, and what we're going to do, like I said, we're basically going to replace these two bolts, these two T27 Torx, with the bolts that came with the kit, so we can mount this right up here in place. Now, with the bolts, they did come with spacers to offset it. So this little spacer right here, the little black spacer in there, to offset it off the controls so it's not right up against it. As you see, it won't mount, so the spacers will bring it off a little bit. So I told you I had a little secret. It's probably not much of a secret. Most of you probably know it. Whenever you're messing with these, don't take both bolts out at the same time. We're going to work on one, that way it holds our position of our controls, so that way we're not messing with that and we have to go back and reposition things. So I'm going to remove the bottom one, We're going to replace it with the bottom one here because it's the slotted one. It'll move around, and then we'll replace the top one and then tighten everything down, and we're done. So we'll go ahead and do this, maybe do a little time lapse kind of video with this. Alright, so there you have it. We're all mounted up on the left side. I've kind of cocked it over here to the side. Remember, like I told you, it has a ball joint there. You can tighten it up back here. And this is how simple the phone goes in. Check this out. There. And as you can see, it's in there. I'm pulling on it, pushing on it. And if you're not too sure about it falling out that way, like I said, you can turn it sideways. So just turn the phone sideways. But it holds it really well. Zero problems with it whatsoever. It clears the tank, and it's right here, easily for me to grab and adjust. Now I might flip this bracket up and bring the phone up, but I can just slide it up in its cradle if I want to, and it stays right there. Or like I said, bring it over to the side, and it's good to go. So that's that. Quick little flip around install, if you will. You guys check out TECHMOUNT if you're in the market for a new cell phone mount. Go check it out. Good and inexpensive option. Very simple to use. And like I said, in my opinion, I think it's got a good look. It's got a good aesthetic for your bike. So that's it for this week. I appreciate you guys stopping by. As always, like, comment, subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. And until we talk again, you guys be careful. You guys be safe. Always keep your shiny side up. And we'll talk to you next time.